The Pro Bowl that was yesterday, what a waste of time.
Yeah. Woo! Thank you, Pro Bowl.
Hey, shout out to the players making the Pro Bowl. We're very proud of you. You put in a lot of hard work to get to this point. To be recognized by your peers, fans, coaches, media, whoever else all votes for that thing is obviously a big deal. We need to stop wasting everybody's time with that goddamn game, though. And I understand that expectations were low for those games because these guys now know the importance of health. They know how much money is on the line. And also, most of them are already into their offseason having a good old time. Why are we going to waste any energy in this game in which we can maybe win $50,000? A lot of money. Let's not make it. But is it worth the $10, $15 million contract that's maybe on deck or what they're going to get paid next year to play actual football? So you can't blame the guys for not trying at all and giving little to no effort. Except for Micah Parsons. Hey, he was going hard.
Hell yeah.
Even on the kneel down play. All right, I'm assuming there's going to be some guys that be like, Ryan Kelly didn't seem to be exactly thrilled, the center of the AFC team who snapped it to Mac Jones, who, while Mac Jones was like getting excited in the huddle for winning the Pro Bowl, AFC won, I picked that 1-0 in the weekend. The fact that Ryan Kelly like pointed at him and well, I guess he was like, hey, Mike is going to be a fucking asshole on this, and he was. That'll get handled. But moving forward, we just need to be skills challenges and good times. I'm happy we're past the Pro Bowl, we're into the Super Bowl, but that's embarrassing. That game is embarrassing. The guys they know it's embarrassing, but there's nothing they can do about it. The AFC gets a big win. No punting, really.
Yeah, it was messed up.
Vrabel took a lot of pride in that, too. I told him on Wednesday we ain't fucking punting or whatever. Way to go, Vrabes. All right? And I told Vrabes, and I don't know if he got the message or not, I said, you might get some hate mail, some hate tweets, some hate texts, because people wanted to see the punting. They wanted to see the kicking. And when A.J. Cole, the AFC's Pro Bowl punter, did an interview, that was actually the most electrifying part of the entire game. Imagine if he was allowed to go on the goddamn field.
Woo. Come on.
That Pro Bowl was terrible. And listen,
you can't play half speed football. That's just how it works.
I had somebody tweet me. They're like, this is a glorified shell spirit. I was like, I disagree. This is a dulled down shell spirit. This isn't even, it wasn't even a shell. Shells, by the way, shoulder pads, shorts, that is practice. There's still
big time. You bang big time in shells.
Bang. Offensive line, defensive line, there are moments in shells where they are going because the only thing that isn't full pads is the pants. So I think guys just liked it because you're able to put on shorts, and I guess it meant you're not going all the way to the ground.
Just feels so much, but it does feel so much better when you don't have to wear those restrictive pants in practice. It does something to free you up mentally, I think.
Well, and also you're not going all the way to the ground ever in shells, right?
No, you shouldn't. I mean, if you're a good team, you're not.
Yeah, so shells, though, there's still some pops. So
Big time.
A lot of people on the internet were like, this is a shells practice, this is shells. That was a skelly. That was a beanies on head walkthrough with pads on. And I can respect it out of the players, by the way, AJ. I respect it. Listen, there's a lot of money on the line. We all know a lot more things. Who knows how hydrated everybody on that field was? Yeah. Vegas for a Pro Bowl, I couldn't even fathom it. Obviously, there was a situation after the game in which I assume somebody said absolutely nothing to Alvin Kamara. Right. And Alvin Kamara just or didn't absolutely.
Did that happen? But did this happen before the game and then it came to light after the game? How did that work?
I'm not sure. I was very intrigued by it all. Were they celebrating after the game? But he was on a losing team. He should have been upset.
It seemed pretty quick though. Like it was like 5:50 p.m. So I'm like, could it have happened between the game and then, or is it the night before?
No, I don't know. But the Pro Bowl is a good time. As somebody's been there, there's a lot of boozing at the Pro Bowl. I mean, it's like it's almost like spring, like a spring break. Ooh. For NFL guys. You get a chance to meet a lot of people. I'm not saying everybody's a booze hound. Obviously, Mac Jones was on top of his game all week.
That's right, crushing
Mac Jones won the Pro Bowl. Love Mac Jones. I'm a big fan of Mac Jones because I believe once he gritted, he actually said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I think. It wasn't on the right camera, which I love. I like the shit talk. He and Chandler Jones, I think, were getting along very well. Him and all his teammates seem to have a good time. Mac Jones won the Pro Bowl in my eyes.
By far. And Renfro, I mean, that throw to Renfro, you can see him in a New England Patriots uniform in 18 months probably? Let's be real.
Okay, so, I mean, who knows if that's the way anybody else is thinking aside from the massholes that love the Patriots. But that Pro Bowl is a big-time get-together, have good time crew. And the fact that it was in Vegas as well, I was worried about the hydration level of the boys out there, and I think they were as well. That's why they weren't going as fast, AJ.
That might be. You don't want to pop a hammy because that's when it happens, days like that. But the good thing is, though, they're in Vegas, so hopefully they have, like, set up the mobile IV clinics that came to the locker room and maybe, hook the guys up.
Yeah, and there's another thing to think about. let alone getting hurt long term. But if you tweak anything and you got 2 to 3 weeks of rehab on an injury that you sustained in the Pro Bowl, and that eats into the 2 months that you have off, basically, there is just zero thought for any of these players to try hard. And I understand it. I get it. I know why they don't want to. But we can't just have them keep trotting out there on the fucking field and putting that on the field. That can't happen. Like, there has to be ways around this. The NHL does their little gimmicky 3-on-3 thing, and the Metro won, by the way. How you doing? That's Pittsburgh Penguins, by the way. That's Pittsburgh Penguins. Yeah, it's Pittsburgh. That's Pittsburgh Penguins, by the way. Best fucking division in all of hockey. Obviously, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
How are they doing? Are they doing good?
Well, they're a little snide. We won 17 on the last 26. 17 on the last 26.
Pretty good.
It matters after the All-Star break.
It was 17 and 19, by the way. But I think all these other sports, they do their All-Star games in the middle of the season because it's a commercial to say, hey, we exist. Right? Like the NHL has their All-Star game in the middle of it, and they're hoping to have all their best players there, and it can be a great commercial. Like, hey, here we go.
Great point. That's a great point I didn't think of, because if it's after the season, how is anyone tuning in?
Bingo. So they do. Hockey does it, basketball does it, baseball does it. They do it in the middle of the season to let everybody on earth know that our season is happening. And by the way, after All-Star break is always the most important stuff. So it's like a blast off, a kickoff. Here's our league's best. And then we're just about to get into the best part of our season as well. It's beautiful marketing. It's good marketing. But I don't think guys are giving much effort in those as well, because if they get hurt, they're fucked. Now, there's little spectacular skills challenge, the NHL. That dude who did the dodgeball blindfolded, he didn't win. And he was like number 4 or 5 on SportsCenter Top 10 when a basic dunk had number 3. I'm like, all right, I don't think anybody fully understands what the fuck dude just did in the media world. But the NFL doesn't need that, right? The NFL isn't doing it to let people know that there's still a season. They're not doing it to let people know the Super Bowl's next week. Why not just completely reshape that thing and have a much different experience for the players, for the coaches, for the fans, for the game, for the league? I just feel like that is something that needs to go back to the drawing board.
Especially when you look at it now, too. Like, most of these guys who are playing, that their seasons have been over for like a month plus. Like, a lot of those guys are going on vacation, right? It's not like you're training and like getting ready for the Pro Bowl. Like, a lot of times these guys are probably coming back in, and it's like, hey, there is a good chance these guys get hurt if they're not doing what they did yesterday.
Well, and Tyreek Hill is doing Stone Cold Wide over there at the NHL All-Star game, which I love. I assume Tyreek was the only one doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then people are like, why aren't they going hard? It's like, I don't know. They were drunk probably till 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Las Vegas.
They're celebrating. They're having a good time. They just need to reshape that entire thing.